So I woke up this morning at about 6:30, and I felt a very deep sadness and grief that came in through the top of my crown chakra. And when I woke up, I thought, wow, I don't think that's mine. I questioned it for a moment because I've been processing things, I've been holding space, I've been unwell. But as a empath and being spiritually open and clairvoyant, after so many years, you sort of get a very clear idea of what is and isn't yours, hopefully, if you're practicing your boundaries properly. And so I was aware that it wasn't mine, and I knew that it was somebody I loved. Generally, it's only people who I have a very deep connection to that will come in through that sort of crown in the morning. And maybe after a couple of hours of being up, I sat with it and I said, okay, let's triple check that this isn't my energy. I asked for unconditional self-love and saw the energy coming in through the crown. It always helps me personally with my higher chakras. And I just said to the energy, okay, I acknowledge that you're here, thank you for coming. But I also acknowledge that you're not mine. And so I asked the universe to take that on. And the energy moved. Sure enough, about maybe half an hour later, I got a text message from a very good friend who I have a deep connection with. And that energy that I felt was her. And it turns out that she lost somebody who we both knew. It was one of her best friends. And so, one and one together, I knew that the depth of that sadness and grief that I felt in the morning was either hers or the mutual friend who had passed. And the reason I wanted to share this with you guys is because sometimes people have an idea that the spirit world and the spirit dimension is negative. Okay. And I truly believe that if you are not practicing your boundaries correctly, then it becomes a negative. But for me in these instances, I don't have a perception of negativity. I don't hold that negativity and it doesn't stay within me. And so being open to the spirit world, picking up on these energies, doesn't take me down because I'm aware that the process is a message. And what I do with that message is entirely up to me. And so if we find ourselves in a position where the openness causes us to feel weighed down, hurt, negative, bad feelings, it's often because what we're doing with the energy is holding it, is storing it as though it's mine. Sometimes it's coming from fear. And when we have fear inside us, energetically, in the psychic realm, then that causes a rip or a tear inside the energy. And so what it really does is it asks us to protect the mind, to protect the heart, to understand on an energetic level our own boundaries and our own responsibilities. Because to share somebody else's pain and store it isn't healthy. It is definitely going to take you down and be a bad thing. But spirit should never make you feel bad or worse. Right? Being vulnerable or being open to it and feeling these sorts of things, it didn't harm my day. It didn't harm my energy. It didn't harm my feelings, I woke up and I felt, oh no, I'll find out soon who this is. And what I do with that is I bring more compassion. I bring more healing, more understanding. But the most important part is to lift and release that which is not yours. So as long as you are practicing properly and aware of how to transmute energy that isn't yours, spirit is never going to be a bad thing. And it will never hold you down or keep you down. Not if you are practicing correctly. And not if your mindset and your belief systems are in a healthy space. Okay? Story time? Tea time? I don't know how to end this. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Bye!